Welcome back to Dephemerember 2023. This is Barbara and we're on the second day of the Dephemerember prompts. This is a series for creating fun ephemera during December, which I'm hosting together with my dear friend Luise and I. Throughout this series, you can expect tons of inspiration, goodies, freebies, and even a giveaway randomly sprinkled into our videos. So make sure to catch all the videos, as we'll be posting 4 times a week until December 28th, so that you won't miss any of the fun. If you've missed any of our previous Dephemerember videos, you can find them all in the playlist below, along with the prompt list for you to join in on the creative journey. So for the first prompt, I created a big grungy butterfly you just saw. I took my notepad out of my prompt list folder, which was also a freebie, by the way, and I'm jotting down some notes for today. So today's prompt is salvaged birds. I'm guessing many of you were quite confused about this one. So just a reminder, Luise and I put this prompt list together from your prompts that you have suggested. But we did combine a few prompts because a lot of times you just sent us one word and we wanted to make it a little more challenging. So that's how we came up with these. And salvaged birds indeed sounds very challenging, doesn't it? So you can interpret it any way you want. For those of you who are not so familiar with the term salvaged, it means something like rescued, saved, but usually it's used in connection with the ocean, with ships, cargo, something like this. But I'm going to interpret this as just a saved or a rescued, in our case, paper. So anything that other people would consider junk, I'm going to interpret as salvaged, something that other people would throw away. So I've already noted some ideas. Today I am much more vague. Yesterday I had much more precise steps. But today I'm going into this with really an open end. I don't know which way I'm going to go. What I do know is that I want to make some grungy papers. I will make a masterboard. I'm going to add some crazy stitching and I need some bird shapes. So to start off, I'm going to choose a paper for the masterboard. I decided to check Luise's shop because I know she has tons of beautiful kits. So I was looking for backgrounds with lots of neutral colors and stumbled upon this one called Lazy Masterboards. And I remembered she posted a video making some really cool tags with these. So that's what I decided to go with. And Luise kindly created a discount code for my viewers for minus 30% for this specific kit until the end of January. Please enter the code Dephemerember23 at the checkout. And you can find the link to this kit below this video. So I forgot to set my printer on single page, so I printed it on a double page. Not what I needed, but maybe I can use this page as an actual page in my journal, because that way it would be really good that it's double-sided. I'll think about that later. So I printed 2 more pages. I have this one, which is a little bit more colorful. And then I also have this one, which has a little bit more neutral tones. And I want to make my masterboard following a video that Luise made a while ago, which was called Lazy Masterboard. And she used these and made some really fun tags. This was part of her tag challenge for her 40K celebration. I'm so happy for her. She really deserved it. She's working so hard. So I might not follow her steps exactly, but I do want to try some of the things she did because it looked like so much fun. But before I do that, I want to make my birds. And for that, I'm going to do some, grungy papers. And I'm going to use my jelly plate. But don't worry, if you don't have one, you can still do this. So I've zoomed you out a little bit. This is my box of salvaged packaging that I always keep in my craft store. Oh my goodness, in my craft room. And I want to use some of these papers. Oh, this is a good one. This was from a pizza restaurant I went to with my hubby. I used part of this in one of my videos for my planner, which is right there, where I made an envelope out of it. But I can use some of this because it already has some really fun printing on it. And I'll do a few and then I can choose what I like best. Then there's some gray packaging paper. There's some white tissue-like paper. Let's take that. This is some wrapping paper. Some more packaging paper in beige. And let's take a piece of this gray one as well. So last night I discovered this channel. It's called Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. And I kind of got hooked. Darcy has such a cool, grungy and fun style. I just love her approach of just experimenting and just having fun and seeing what happens, you know, not having a fixed plan, but just having fun. It feels so free and loose and I really love it. And I found her channel because I was looking at the Dephemerember hashtag and Darcy had made her journal. So she has a video on that, and she also has a video on the scraps and how she made her scraps box. She's more of a, let's say, chaotic creative person, which I really enjoy, but it might not be for everyone. I had such a blast watching her. So I will link Darcy's channel below, and I'm just going to make some fun papers, picking up some of the techniques that she uses. I think what inspired me most was this one here, making mixed media pages for a journal using recycled paper. So the first thing we're going to do is add some gesso to our papers. This is some very cheap gesso from Action. I've chosen various tools to use. Use whatever you have. And I have torn these into manageable pieces because my jelly plate is not that big. So I just think this is going to be easier. So I want to be random with this. I just love how grungy Darcy's came out. Darcy, don't get me wrong, in case you're watching this, your messiness, because I have such a problem with being so messy, but I love it. I wish I could be more like that. And I'm assuming a lot of people that are more messy wish they could be more neat. It's always what we don't have, right? I'm just going to add gesso always on one side. And I'm putting them on newspaper, which I have on the floor next to me to dry. Then they have a really cool effect when you crinkle them up. So we're just going to go to town and have some fun and try to get messy. Okay, let's add some with the brayer. So each tool is obviously going to give you a different effect. And obviously we don't see a lot on this white paper. What Darcy also did was just crumble up the paper and then add some gesso to that. And then use that kind of like for stamping. That will give you, again, a different effect. Okay, this is horrible. Not what I was going for, but with paint over it, hopefully that will look better. But actually, I don't want to cover up this beautiful print so much. So let's use the brayer. That way we can still see some of it underneath. And then you can lay them on top of each other and get some gesso off that way. Hopefully I won't tear this now because this is quite delicate paper. So this was a placemat. Oh, it is tearing a little bit, but it will be okay. This is actually totally fine. It's enough and I can still see my print. So let's try that again. I can tell I'm being too precious because I'm like, no, that doesn't look nice, but it's just one layer, you know? You have to try to be loose with this. This is a great exercise for becoming more loose. And another thing Darcy does is she doesn't put them on the floor to dry. She just puts them underneath. And I'm thinking, but that will make them stick and then they will tear. I don't know how Darcy does this. Let's crinkle this one up. This one is a very sturdy packaging paper. This time I'll use this tool. It has the same effect as like a credit card. That looks cool. I like this crumpled effect a lot. Okay, I'll smoosh some onto this one. Yep, these are both good. And just these two more. I think I really like the brayered effect. Okay, perfect. So I have all of my gessoed papers here. If you don't have gesso, just use white paint. You don't have to actually use anything. The effect on the white is going to be a little bit different than on the regular paper. That's all. There's no other reason to add the gesso or the white paint. And I think the next step that Darcy made is to add some stamping before she added any color. I wanted to do that, but I can't find my stamps. And then I looked at little Effie here, and he had a very mischievous look on his face. And turns out he hid all my stamps. Why? Because I haven't even acknowledged him today. So my sincere apologies, little Effie. How could I not include you until now? I'm so sorry. You are so important for Dephemerember, so please forgive me. He said he's going to think about it. Maybe he will return my stamps at a later time. I hope so. I'm so sorry, little Effie. Oh dear. So this is the jelly plate I have. If you don't have a jelly plate, you could just use your brayer or your other tools to just add some colors. There's so many things you can do without the jelly plate, but I really want to use my jelly plate because I have it. In her video, Darcy uses golden fluid acrylics. And what I really liked about that is that most of them were pretty translucent. Obviously, there's other brands that have translucent paints. I don't have the fluid acrylics, but I have these high flow acrylics, which I think are also transparent, at least most of them. I haven't used them in forever, so I'm so happy to have a chance to use these. So we're just going to, wow, this looks completely closed. I don't know if anything is going to come out. We're just going to add some layering to our papers. I don't know if there's anything in here. Oh, a little bit. Come on. Come on. Please. Ah, now I have an opening. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, we're not being precious. Just going to slap that on and dip our papers in it. Yes, look at that. That is awesome. Ah, that already makes me happy. Let's try another paper. Oh, so cool, so cool. Let's do this one. And then what Darcy does is she just goes over it with her brayer. And that way she gets some color on the back sides as well, which I don't really care about now because I think I'm going to just use these for collaging. But it also helps to add the color on the front, and it looks different again than if you just put your hand into it. So then let's add some of this beautiful teal. Okay. Oh, look at this amazing color. This is so much fun. Gorgeous. And of course we're going to add some other layers Let's try, what are we trying? How about some purple? I don't use purple a lot, so let's do this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Way too much, Barbara. Let's add some to our previous papers as well. How about this one? It's all about the grunge. Yes. Let's do that. Okay, let's go to quinacridone red. Gorgeous. And let's get the very last bits off. I could go with either side for this one. Okay, let's add another color. What do we have? We have shading gray. What I love is that it's so quick because you're not adding stencils and stamps and all of that. You're just adding color. This one is super translucent. Maybe I didn't shake it enough. So let's try that again. I think it's different now. Not too different. Yeah, but it's there. Let's add some on this one. We're embracing the wrinkles. Okay, there's really not a lot there. So let's try the sepia. Ooh, that's a nice dark color. Oh, this is going to be beautiful, but I have to be careful because this might be overpowering. So maybe not add too much of it. Yeah, wow, but it looks really nice and grungy. Yes. That one looks really cool. Love that. Okay, there's a little more there. We can take that off as well. This is such a cool technique because, of course, you're also cleaning your brayer at the same time. You don't need a piece on this side. Oh, yeah. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, so I want to add a little bit more color. Let's do some more green. This is so addictive. And Darcy makes journals using these papers as pages. Oh my goodness, I'm so in love. They are so grungy. So since Effie felt a little bit neglected, I'm going to have him help me choose my papers that I'm going to make the birds out of. So Effie, we should keep these papers in mind because we're also using these. So maybe the pink or the magenta is not the best option. What do you think? Yeah, okay, he agrees with that. So come on, let's choose some other colors that might work. So these I think might be a good option. What do you think, Effie? No? Okay. He's not too keen about this yellow-green here. This one he's actually quite okay with. All right, Effie, this one as well. So we said magenta is not great unless, but Effie, we could add some magenta to those other papers as well and then it would work. Okay, so that's a maybe. What do you think about this one? No? Okay. This one he likes a lot because these designs are just very cool. And this one would work as well. Okay, but that's a lot, Effie. We need to narrow it down because I think we'll only be making 2 birds. We need just 2 papers, Effie. He really likes the pop of color of this one, but we also have to keep in mind they kind of need to go together. So I don't know if I want to have like a magenta and this one. I kind of want to stay within the same color range. So either I make 2 out of these, Effie, or I stay more in the blue-green region. Okay, let's have a closer look at these. These would all go together. How about we take these 2? I think these 2 go together really well. Effie, what do you think? Okay, I have his approval. Phew! And these I can now stick into my little scrap basket together with the beautiful scraps that Luise has sent me. So if you missed any of this, of how I created this basket out of fabric scraps just using glue, no sewing, and the unboxing of Luise's scraps, please check out the Dephemerember playlist below. So Effie, we need to make some birds. So Effie has decided to be nice again and he gave me this stamp here. It's a very cool scripty one. It's by PM Artist Studio. This is their website, www.pmartiststudio.com. I will link this for you below. And I also have this promo code for you. I'll add that to the description box as well for 10% off for orders $35 or more. They have really, really amazing and fun stamps and stencils that I've never seen anywhere else. They have so many artists that make designs for them. It's awesome. My dream is to one day have either a stencil or a stamp with PM Artist Studio. One day it will happen. So I'm going to use black. Effie, you're going to have to move a little bit. You can't see anything. Let me try this on another paper to see if it's the stamp or it's my paper, but I don't think it's the stamp. Maybe I should have cleaned it last time. Yeah, I think it's because I didn't clean it last time. Maybe it needs a few layers because these stamp really well usually. Yeah, it's getting better. It's because I think there was paint. I don't remember. What did I use it with? Was it mica stains? Was it paint? I don't know. Something, obviously, that I should have cleaned off. It has nothing to do with the quality of the stamps because these are awesome. It would help to stamp on a flat surface to get a good print. It's getting better because the ink is layered over the paint. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, look how beautiful. That's awesome. Yeah. Maybe I should use a different one for this one. And this one is quite dark. Effie, do you think you could give me another stamp, please? Oh, thank you, Effie. That's another really great one. Again, PM Artist Studio. I love this one. And this time, since this is such a dark background already, I'm going to use some acrylic paint. And I will clean this afterwards because as we can see, they don't like it when you use something other than ink and don't clean them. Yeah, awesome. Look at that. Yes. Yep. Okay, this is much better. So I'll take a baby wipe to clean off the paint. And then I'll take a kitchen towel. Okay, that should be good to go. So either I could hand draw some bird silhouettes. I don't trust my drawing capabilities right now. So I would rather have like a kind of a template. So you could search for bird images on Google, print those out and cut them out and use those as silhouettes. But I have this beautiful bird book that I found at my Goodwill. And I chose 2 birds, which I think will work size-wise. So I'll use him. And the second one is this one here. I think they have... Oh, how cute is this? I think they have sort of similar sizes. This one is a bit bigger, but I think they will go together well. So I'm going to take these out. So I have both birds fussy cut. I kind of just ignored the branch they were sitting on because I just need the bird silhouette. So I'm going to use the bigger one for this pattern. And since this is quite dark, I think it'll be easier to trace him on the back. Just want to see where I want to place him, about here. Okay, I can hardly see that. Let's use a pen. Why didn't I do that from the start? I don't know. Much better. Salvaged bird number 1. He's so cute. I love this. So now we have to just trace the other one. I want it where we can really see the script, so somewhere here. So here's salvaged bird number 2. I just love these. Effie, what do you think? Are you happy? Yeah, he's happy. Okay. We want to have a happy Effie. So next, let's do a quick masterboard. So I have 2 of the lazy masterboard sheets here. I've just trimmed off the white edge. And just like Luise did, I'm going to add some stenciling using the color pumice stone, which is one of my newest ones and I love, love, love so much. And I'm going to use this stencil by Studio Light. It's called Pac-Man. How fitting. I just love these fun circles, or not circles, dots. And I'll just add a little bit, and I didn't want a whole lot of color, so that's why I chose pumice stone. I just want to add a little bit of interest, customizing these a little bit more. I'm just randomly adding the dots. Okay. And for this one, I'll add just a little bit of this fun one. This is one of my favorite ones. It's also by PM Artist Studio. It's called Aqueous Effervescence. And it's the small pattern because they also have the large pattern. So if you want to check those out, be aware that there's more than one version. And I just want to add a little bit in the lighter spots there. Oh, and it comes out yellow because I had some yellow on here before, and I usually do not clean my stencils. Totally okay. Okay. That's good to go as well. In case I didn't mention it, of course, I'm linking Luise's tutorial on how she makes hers below. I think Luise also adds some stamping, but I don't want to add anything else here. The next step is to cut out some shapes. If you have a die cut machine, that's great. You could use punches, at least for the edges. You could also just trace things. For example, I could just trace this and cut it out. I'm going to use some dies. I just realized I have to cut these down first because otherwise they won't fit into my die cut machine. I don't know how Luise did that. Anyway, I want to use these dies. Love these numbers. They're called Countdown and the number is 665367. Sizzix and Tim Holtz. So I have these look really fun. And I have these which I left as they were. How did it go? Doesn't really matter. So these are going to go on top of these. And we can make these more visible by inking up the edges. I'm going to try this with pumice stone. It might be too light. We'll just try it. Luise used a distress crayon. It is showing up a little bit here on the lighter parts, not so much on the darker parts. So we can see it a little bit here. I'm not so much, but I have another idea. Actually, I'll do it now for these as well, just so that they look even. Yeah, so what I'm thinking, because I have these negatives of these, it's the other way around. I have these positives of these negatives, and by inking them up with ground espresso, they really stand out, and we can just add these randomly as well. Why not? So I'll ink a few more of these and just place them on my masterboard. So I added 3 on each page, but I think I also want to ink up these a bit more because I do want them to come out more. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, all of my edges are inked. I really like that they come out more now. And I'm going to be sewing over these, but just to make them stay in place, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue stick. If you don't want to sew, then obviously you make sure you glue this a lot better than what I'm doing right now. And then I'm also going to add some glue on the numbers. Trying my best not to overthink this. So these are the results after crazy stitching. I did a bit more here, I think. So now I just want to glue down some bits that are sticking out like this. So as you saw, you don't really need like this free motion foot. I don't have that, so you can just use your regular foot and just easily move your paper to get really fun designs. So I want to make 2 salvaged bird tags out of these. Obviously I have more than I need, but I might need a piece to make a pocket with. So I want them to stand out from the background, obviously. So if I would put this one here, we wouldn't see him so well. So I need some lighter areas like here. So this could make 1 tag like that. And they don't even have to be the same size. It really is irrelevant. And then the second one, I almost need to make like a horizontal one. It doesn't have to be a tag, it could be a card. I could make 1 tag and 1 card if that makes more sense. We do what we want. Or we just have him a little more upright like this. We could do that too. But we need a place where we can see him better. I also have another idea because he's not coming out enough. So first I'll cut my 2 pieces. Should we make them the same size? No, I'll make this one more narrow. So I want these tagged shape. So I have my tag template here. Very, very convenient. And I'll just cut those top corners. And since the contrast is not as great as I would like it to be, I'm going to add a little bit of gesso over this, just to dampen all the colors down a bit and our birds can come out a little more. That also gives them more of a distressed look. See? Yep, I think they come out a little bit better. And while I'm at it, I will also do that with these 2 pieces, because if I make a pocket out of this, it should have a similar look. Just be sure you don't have too much on your brayer. So we can put these 2 aside for now. And let's finish up these tags. So they need something to stand on. And I'm hoping to find a piece from Luise's scraps that's going to work. So I need something that's a little darker in color. This would work if I don't find anything else. Ooh, how about this? Ooh, this is amazing. If I tear this strip out, I think I could use it for both tags. This is so gorgeous. Look at this. There's crackle paste in these circles. I just love it so much. It's kind of hard to tear this because it's beautiful as it is as well. Maybe I should just leave it as it is for something else. Yeah, I'm afraid I would destroy this too much. No, let's not do that. It's so hard to destroy scraps. Even though they're only scraps. This one would work. This is also super cool. Transparency with alcohol ink. This we wouldn't see much if we tear it up. This one is also super cool. I don't know how she made this one. Must be some special paper underneath. This would be cool as well. Book page might be nice. Okay, too many options. Let's just see what I can do with what I've put out here. Effie, help me. What should I use? Should I use the same for both tags? Effie says yes, because that will make them very cohesive. Okay, gotcha. They all work. This maybe not, because it takes too much attention away from the birds. It's too similar to the bird colors. So we're left with the script. This is beautiful old German script, or this one. Kind of want to go with the script one. I do have a die with a branch, but that would be too easy. I'm just going to tear like a wonky branch kind of thing. So I would ink that up, and that could be one. Let me ink around the tags and this, and then we'll see what else we need, if anything. They're inked up and glued down. They definitely need a back side. I'm going to just use this cardstock. I'm not sure which side do I use. I mean, this side fits so well. I love this one, but I don't know how well does it fit. On the other hand, who cares, because it's on the back side. So now they're backed and they feel a lot more sturdy as well. And now they're going to get some white gesso splatters. This is thinned down with water. And while I have the white gesso out, I'm also going to splatter yesterday's butterfly because he's still missing contrast. Yes, love that. So we'll set that aside to dry. Yeah, I'm much more happy with this now. And these will also get some gold splatters. Does everything need gold splatters, you ask? Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Then I decided I want these edges of the tags even darker, so I'm going to take my ground espresso and directly go over the edges with my ink pad. So it's time to figure out how to add these to our journal. I have cut this page that I printed on double sides apart. This is the page that's going to go into my journal. And I don't know yet which side do I use. Maybe this one, because this will make the tags come out better. Well, actually, I also really like this one. I like the blue peeking out. Okay, let's take this one. I will also have to make some holes here, but first I want to think about the pockets. So we have these two pieces left. I want these tags to go in there like this, or like this, doesn't matter. So we need a pocket pretty much the whole width. Yep, that works out. So which one do we want? These are cooler tones, these are warmer tones. I think I want the warmer tones, but I don't want it this high. So I'll cut it about here. I'm using my envelope punch board to make a notch. Alternatives would be like a circle punch or an oval punch or a die, or just using a glue stick or something to trace and cut out. But the pocket doesn't need anything like this. This is more or less just for decoration. I really like this shape. You can also find punches that make this kind of a shape. So I've inked up the edges of this page as well as the edges of this pocket. And then I wanted to say salvaged birds here on the pocket. So I'm going to use this part here and I can stamp on these lighter areas. I'm using my clickable alphabet stamps, which I will link for you again below. I feel like this is a long one. I'm not sure how long this is going to be once it's edited, but thank you if you're still here. So let's bring over the journal. This is not completely dry yet, so we will set that aside carefully. Now I need to make the holes, and they will go through the pocket here. I knew that would happen, but that's totally okay. It's probably best to make a template if you have holes that you don't have a hole punch for. I'm just going to mark here where my rings are. And then just take a single hole punch. Oh, but this one is not good because, or wait, let's do the following. Obviously I want them to be on the same height. So let me draw another line. So this is where I want one side of the hole to end. So I'm always going to punch that this mark is in the middle, but on that line. Hopefully that should work out. But let's just see. Oh yes, perfect. So I should really make a template for this. So I'm just taking a scrap piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to, let's move this out of the way. So these edges are aligned, and now I'm just going to draw my circles. Punch those. And then next time I can just hold that to the paper and know exactly where I have to punch. So I'll stick this in here so that I have it handy when I need it. Do these need reinforcements? No, I might add some later if I feel like this is too fragile, but this is 130 GSM paper, so it should be okay. Love this backside as well. I've realized that you have to be a lot more strategic with a binder where you're just adding single pages, because for example now if I would not have printed on the second side, I cannot do that later because I already have something mounted to this side. So you have to think a little bit differently with this, which I'm loving because it's something new. So let's finally add our salvaged bird tags. Oh, this has been a long one. At this point, I don't feel that they need any toppers. If I change my mind, I will do that. The butterfly has dried. I can add that in the front. I don't necessarily have to put them in the correct order. I can always change the order. So we have 2 pages. Ha! So happy. So let's add our notepad back into our little pocket. Again, if you missed this was a freebie. It's part of the Dephemerember countdown videos, which you can find in the description box below in the playlist. We are ready to check off prompt for December 5th. Salvaged birds. What do we have tomorrow? Selfie in a bubble. Oh my goodness. I have no clue. We'll figure that one out tomorrow. Want to remind you, if you want to post your creations, please use the hashtag Dephemerember. We'd love to see what you do. Other viewers would like to see what you do as well, I'm sure. I hope you're having fun with this. And let's go check out Luise's video today. I am super curious to see how she interpreted salvaged birds. Hope to see you back here tomorrow. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.